one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, roll call, please.
Alderman Hoffman.
Here.
Alderman Barella.
Here.
Alderman Rucker.
Here.
Alderman Collins. Here. Alderman Morose.
Here.
Alderman Osteen.
Here.
Mayor Harmonson.
Here. All right. We do have a full house tonight. We're going to begin with the citizens' communication. This is a time set aside on the agenda for citizens and visitors to address the mayor and the board on any topic that is not a public hearing. For those here in person, speakers will be restricted to 3 minutes unless otherwise permitted. Minutes may not be donated or transferred from one speaker to another. Any questions or comments for the mayor and the board may also be sent to the city clerk at tberreth@osagebeach.org no later than 10 a.m. on the board meeting day, the first and third Thursday of each month. Submitted questions and comments may be read during the citizens' communications section of the agenda. The Board of Aldermen will not take any action on any item not listed on the agenda, nor will it respond to questions, although staff may be directed to respond at a later time. The mayor and the board welcome and value input from the public. And is there anyone here who would like to speak to the board? If so, please come on up and write your name down. You have 3 minutes. All right, seeing none, we're going to move right on to the approval of the consent agenda. Has the board had the opportunity to read the minutes from the Board of Aldermen meeting January 22nd, 2026, and the bills list of February 5th, 2026? Is there any comments or questions or corrections on any of those? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So move.
Alderman Morose, is there a second?
Second.
Alderman Collins, all those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Hearing none opposed, the consent agenda has been approved. We have 2 items of business under the unfinished business. The first is Bill 26-05. It's an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach amending ordinance number 25.103, adopting the fiscal year annual operating budget for the Margaritaville Sewer Relocation Project. This is the second reading. Public Works Director Jeff Fisher, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Nothing to add to last discussion.
Any further comments or questions from the board? Alderman Osteen.
I just have one comment for public record that this was just a carryover from a project from 2025,
All right,
since it was not budgeted for actual 2026.
very good. Anyone else? All right, do I have a motion to approve the second reading?
Motion to approve.
Alderman Hoffman, is there a second?
Second.
Alderman Collins, roll call vote, please.
Alderman Rucker.
Yes.
Alderman Hoffman.
Yes.
Alderman Barella.
Yes.
Alderman Osteen.
Yes.
Alderman Morose.
Yes.
Alderman Collins.
Yes.
All right, second reading, it passes. Bill 26-05. Last item of new unfinished business, we have Bill 26-06, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, amending ordinance number 25.103, adopting fiscal year 2026 annual operating budget for Lift Station 30-05 Improvement Project. Again, second reading. Jeff Fisher.
Thank you, Mayor. Nothing to add to the last discussion.
Alderman Osteen, anything else?
No.
Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve second reading?
So move.
Alderman Morose, is there a second?
Second.
Alderman Barella, roll call vote, please.
Alderman Collins.
Yes.
Alderman Osteen.
Yes.
Alderman Rucker.
Yes.
Alderman Hoffman.
Yes.
Alderman Barella.
Yes.
Alderman Morose.
Yes.
All right, second reading, Bill 26-06 also passes. First item is a public hearing, leasing fine, lease extension. And I'm looking for, here we go. Is this going to be you, Ty? Ty Dinsdale, airport, please.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor, members of the board. This is a required public hearing that we need to have if the city is to ask for another 5-year lease extension for running the Lee Fine Airport.
All right, this is the public hearing portion of this. Do I have anybody from the public who would like to speak on this matter? All right, seeing none, do I have a motion to close public hearing?
So moved.
Is that you, Alderman Osteen? Wow. All right, is there a second?
Second.
Alderman Hoffman, all those in favor?
Aye.
Hearing none opposed, public hearing is now closed. Now we're going to move on to the legal portion of it. We have Bill 26-07, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, authorizing the mayor to apply for a 5-year extension to 2050, the 1999 lease between the City of Missouri Department of Natural Resources for Lease He Fine Memorial Airport within the Lake of the Ozarks State Park. This is the first reading. Airport Manager Ty Dinsdale.
Yeah, thank you again, Mayor, members of the board. This is just asking for permission for the city to ask for an extension with the Department of Natural Resources for the continuation of running the Lacey Fine Memorial Airport. Our current lease right now expires February 28th, 2045. And in order to keep our 20-year buffer to receive federal funding, we need to have that 20-year cushion. So this is just going to extend our lease out to February 28th, 2050, if approved. Any questions?
Any questions from the board for Ty? Alderman Hoffman.
I do, but it's for Cole. I know the answer is more for public record. Does this extension in any way hamper if we were to purchase the airport or take it over?
No, once we purchase the airport or acquire the airport from the state, this lease will go away. We'll simply own it instead of lease it. But we have to have 20-year control over the property, which the lease gives us in order to receive FAA grants, which are essential for the operation of the airport.
Excellent, thanks.
Any other questions? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve first reading?
Motion to approve.
Alderman Collins, is there a second?
Second.
Alderman Morose. All those in favor?
Aye.
Hearing none opposed, Bill 26-07 passes the first reading. Second bill tonight is Bill number 26-08, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, approving and accepting change order number 1 of the Four Seasons Plumbing LLC for the Margaritaville Surrey relocation project for an amount not to exceed $5,549. First reading, Public Works. Jeff Fisher, please.
Thank you, Mayor. This project's going fine now, but we did hit a hurdle in the middle of it, discovered a design flaw that required staff and the contractor to work together to make adjustments that resulted in the change order. We do intend to invoice the design firm for those costs here soon after we close this project out.
Any comments from the board or questions? Alderman Hoffman. Yes, Alderman Rucker, please.
Will that contact be made prior to, you said at the closeout of the project, will that be done prior to them receiving any more funding?
The engineering firm?
Correct.
Yeah, they've already been paid, so we'll invoice them here soon. It might not even be at closeout, might be sooner than that, but we're pretty close to closeout anyway, so they've already been noticed that we're going to invoice them for this.
Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Alderman Hoffman.
Jeff, since this is a change order for design, would you anticipate there being another change order on materials later?
Now, the change order is for the contractor because of the adjustments, the work we had to do because of the design flaw. That design flaw resulted in this additional work, so we're going to invoice them for that same amount, the engineering firm.
Okay, thanks.
Any other questions? Alderman Osteen.
This is just a question for clarification, and this is directed more to Cole and Devin. Isn't there a cushion on changes on approved project costs up to a certain dollar amount where it doesn't have to come before the board for approval?
So in the past, there has been what was called a force account. I am personally against force accounts because they don't hold accountability. They're just there as a cushion of money that can be used, and it hasn't been managed well in the past. So I would prefer all change orders to a contract come to the board.
Okay, my question was, obviously, it's just over $5,000, but I was just curious, moving forward, if a change order or project costs exceed by $5, is that still something that comes before the board? Obviously, the answer is yes.
Yes.
Just to clarify.
Yeah,
That's all.
That's the not to exceed number.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve first reading?
Motion to approve.
Alderman Hoffman, is there a second?
Second.
Alderman Rucker, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hearing none, no opposed, we have the approval for Bill 26-08. That also passes. Next, we have Bill 26-09, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, amending Chapter 600 Alcoholic Beverages, Section 600.120, Licensing Regulations of the City Code as set forth. First reading, City Attorney Cole Bradbury, please.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the board. This is the discussion item from 2 meetings ago we had about the World Cup liquor licensing statute. As directed at that discussion, I prepared an ordinance which keeps our current hours in place, notwithstanding that statute, and I recommend approval based on the board's prior direction.
Comments, questions from the board? Alderman Hoffman.
So what time can they open up for business?
6 a.m.
6
Which is
a.m.
what they can do now.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that, actually.
You've been missing out.
I don't know many places open at 6 a.m.
If you want a Bloody Mary at Cozy Cafe, 6 a.m.
All right, well, that's good for the public to know.
Yep.
All right, thanks.
Anyone else? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve?
So move.
Alderman Rose, is there a second?
Second.
Alderman Collins, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Seeing no opposed, Bill 26-09 approved first reading. Next, we have Bill 26-10, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, amending Chapter 125, Human Resources System Personnel, Rules and Regulations, Section 125.0 through 0, General Provisions, other employee and benefits as set forth. City Attorney Cole Bradbury.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the board. This one came up really just through a handful of questions I got from various employees, departments. It is election season. People asking what can they do, what can't they do. I reviewed our political activity ordinance for city employees, and I had a concern. We have a two-tier system. We have one for first responders, which essentially which is dictated by statute. There's a statute that says it's what we have to do. And it says if they're off-duty and not in uniform, they can do whatever they want politically. So that it's designed to protect their First Amendment rights. We have a second system, which is really well designed and well thought out, but is much more restrictive. And that's for non-first responders. And it lays out a host of different sets of rules. I've litigated some First Amendment issues. I've actually got a section of the state constitution declared unconstitutional a couple years ago on one. I'd like to think this is an area I'm pretty comfortable in. Anytime you make a distinction between employees, you have to be able to justify it, and you can't just reason your way through it. You have to be able to point to record evidence or legislative findings showing a specific need for that set of rules. I don't have that for our two-tier system. I don't know where ours came from, and I'm not aware of the political activity by non-first responder employees ever being an issue. And I don't know that I could defend that distinction in court. And on top of that, simply having two systems for two different sets of employees didn't really make a lot of sense. So what I am proposing to you is a fix for that. It puts everybody in the same category, like the first responders. I did try to address some of what I thought were good ideas in the non-first responder sections by kind of doing the opposite, prohibiting employees and elected officials and appointed officials from rewarding or punishing political activity. And so that's what the stuff at the end is designed to do. This is a proposal. I'm happy to hear input from the board, but I think we should do something like this. I think it protects us from a First Amendment suit by an employee who does not, who thinks they should be able to do more than the ordinance currently allows.
Cole, would you mind again repeating what the first responders can do that you're proposing that everybody else can also do?
They can engage in any political activity they would like so long as they are off-duty and not in uniform. And that's the one that's set by statute. It's 67-145.
Very good. Questions from the board? Alderman Osteen.
Just to clarify, section 125.030 C2, if I'm reading this correctly, is stating that no employee or official for the city can contribute to a political campaign. Is that correct?
while on duty or on city property.
Well, on
Nor-
duty or city property? I don't see
nor-
that it's clarified in that section C.
Yeah, nor may any employee use city resources or their titles or positions. So somebody could not walk around, I could not walk around and say, I'm the city attorney, I'd really like you to donate to so-and-so.
Yeah,
That
but
would be-
having the word receive, though, that's what kind of threw me off there. Because it reads like it restricts our employees from being able to contribute to a little campaign.
It's while on duty. So if the city is paying you, you should not be fundraising.
Yeah.
If you're on the clock.
Or donating.
Or donating. That's off-duty activity.
Any other questions?
Mayor?
Alderman Rucker.
Yeah, Colt, when you were looking into this, I just thought about this. Is there a separate ordinance that deals with what political offices the employees can run for? And did you look at that to make sure we're okay there?
So that's actually in this, and I did take that out. The reason I took it out is there are a pile. I mean, there are dozens, probably hundreds of cases establishing what political offices conflict with one another. So to give it a crystal clear example, Mayor Harmison cannot also be presiding commissioner of Camden County or Miller County. There's a direct conflict there.
You're good, Ike.
Yeah. I saw Commissioner Skelton in the back, so it made me think of it. If you are the sheriff, that's probably a tough one too. But there are a lot of definites, a lot of maybes, and a lot of maybe it's okay. Another example I used is, could Devin be on the school board in Cross Timbers, which is, doesn't overlap with the city at all. I think she probably could, but rather than go through, I mean, there's a 1,000 different combinations of school board member in the city, school board member of a school district that doesn't cross with the city and all the different offices. I think that's best addressed on a case-by-case basis, and that's what I've left the ordinance to do. So that way, when somebody says, I would like to be a fire board member here, and my position is X, it may make a difference what position they hold with us too. It may be okay to be an alderman here and a sheriff's deputy, but it may not be okay to be some different combination. So rather than try to spell all of that out, that's one that we just will have to address on a case-by-case basis, and I think the state conflict of interest statutes will also cover that pretty well. There's a whole body of common law that covers us there.
Whenever that would occur, is that a decision that is laid on the board or laid on the administration? Because I thought in past years, the board had made some of those decisions.
The board has made some of those decisions as to nepotism waivers. We've had a couple of those come recently. I'm not aware of any of those for elected office recently. But for an appointed official or an elected official, it would certainly be a board choice. I think it's probably to the city administrator on rank and file employees, but that's also probably one that's touchy enough that we would at least bring it to the board in closed session just so everybody's comfortable with what we're doing. That would be.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah, that'd be the process I think we'd go through, just because that's unique enough that I think it merits board attention.
All right. Anybody
you.
else? Any other questions? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve first reading?
Motion to approve.
Alderman Collins, is there a second?
Second.
Alderman Barella, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Bill 26-10 passes first reading. Next, we have Bill 26-11, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, amending Chapter 125, Human Resource System Personnel, Rules and Regulations, Section 125240, Other Employees' Benefits as set forth. Human Resource Director, Madeline Moon. Yes.
Thank you, Mayor and members of the board. This revision is to correct a mistaken fix of the ordinance that was done last year, where it unintentionally changed part of the meaning of A, insurance, to where it reads that Mayor and Board of Aldermen should receive short-term and life insurance benefits. Those benefits are only available to regular full-time employees. And then I changed further language to generally make it easier to read and its meaning clearer.
Questions, comments from the board? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve first reading?
So moved.
That Alderman Morose?
Yeah.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Alderman Hoffman, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hearing none opposed, Bill 26-11 passes the first reading. Next, we have Bill 26-12, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, adopting the 2026 to 2030 capital improvement and assessment replacement plan. City Administrator Devin Lake, please.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the board. I am incredibly excited to announce that this document is finally complete. It's taken a lot of months. Department heads have worked very hard on preparing this document. So this is meant to be a living document that is used as a roadmap for future budgets. It incorporates both fixed assets as well as capital improvement projects that are identified by each department, and it also includes and encompasses what has been identified in the various master plans that have been completed for parks, airports, and the water department. So over the course of the next 5 years, this plan identifies $55.8 billion in capital investments. So I am very excited to see this. This is the first document that the city has had of this type. And it helps identify everything by year, and we will be using this as a budgetary guide for future years. And my plan is, like it was this year, and it was a little later than anticipated, to adopt an updated plan during the budget cycle of every year. So I will be happy to answer any questions.
Well, before I turn this over to the board, I just want to personally thank you, because this is something that in my 4 years I've not seen here. But this, people always say, where's the city heading? What's the direction of the city? What are your plans? These are kind of things that the board has outlined, presented, and rather than just talk about it at the annual meetings, this is actually something we can say, not that this has to be followed to a T, but it gives us a guide, and it's of the board's choosing, and I'm just very, very pleased, so thank you. Questions from the board? Alderman Hoffman.
So first, let me just commend and thank the staff on this. I know we've been kind of harping and asking for this for probably a year now. I know this is a lot of work, and I really, really appreciate all the effort and time. My only real question now, I'm sure we'll have more as we go through this document, but is the enterprise lease program valued in here, or was it taken into account?
Yes, so, but only the purchase year. So because we're trying to follow their plan, we're only identifying the first purchase year, and then the rest of the payment years are gonna be are not captured in here.
Okay, so that part of the living document theoretically will update yearly?
Yes.
Okay.
This whole document will update yearly.
Okay. Okay, awesome, thanks.
Very good. Alderman Osteen.
Mayor?
Okay, Alderman Rucker, let's give him, he's on delay. I think he beat you with the delay.
Let him go.
Alderman Rucker, please.
Well, I just want to say, I've been involved in governmental organizations for a number of years, 50-plus years. And in the last 20 or 30 years, more in the upper management administration, and obviously in my years with the city. This document is excellent. I have seen a lot of documents, and this one is very good. Yes, it's a living document. Yes, there's going to be errors in it, but yes, it is a great start. I commend the staff. I commend Devin for being at the helm of this ship to produce this document. It gives us a lot of good information to build upon, and it's something that I am an alderman and very proud to say that this is something that the staff has done, and the staff needs to be extremely proud of it. So great job and appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Osteen, please.
My only comment is on a personal level. This document was a lot of work, obviously, but it's also a lot to digest and a lot to dissect. I personally would have preferred if we had done a special session to review this with all department heads and the board, or have this as a discussion item before it became a first reading. that was all just so we could have more information and kind of really go over it as a group as opposed to doing it on the dais as a first reading. That's just me personally.
Anyone else? All right, do I have a motion to approve first reading?
So move.
Alderman Morose, is there a second?
Second.
Alderman
Second.
Hoffman. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, Bill 26-12 also passes first reading. Next, we have Bill 26-13, an ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, annexing certain adjacent territory in the City of Osage Beach, Missouri. We're asking for a first and second reading. City Attorney Cole Bradbury, please.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the board. The board passed a version of this ordinance 2 weeks ago. I was absent on vacation, but when we passed it 2 weeks ago, we had not let the statutory 14-day comment period expire, and so the ordinance that we passed included language finding things that had happened that had not yet happened. In order to make sure this ordinance is final and we've dotted our i's and crossed our t's, Tara and I have prepared this ordinance, which repeals and replaces that ordinance. This would have been the date of the second reading anyways on the one we had 2 weeks ago. So this is really the timeline we were on all along. So with all that being said, staff does recommend approval.
Comments, questions from the board? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve first reading?
Motion to approve.
Alderman Hoffman, is there a second?
I'll second.
Alderman Osteen, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Seeing none opposed, Bill 26-13 passes first reading. Now we have Bill 26-13 second reading, ordinance of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, annexing certain adjacent territory in the City of Osage Beach. If I don't have any other comments or questions, do I have a motion to approve second reading?
Motion to approve.
Alderman Hoffman, is there a second?
Second.
Alderman Barella, roll call vote, please.
Alderman Collins.
Yes.
Alderman Osteen.
Yes.
Alderman Morose.
Yes.
Alderman Rucker.
Yes.
Alderman Barella.
Yes.
Alderman Hoffman.
Yes.
Very good. 26-13 also passes second reading. Last item of business, we have a resolution 2026-04, a resolution of the City of Osage Beach, Missouri, referring a proposed Osage Beach Marketplace Tax Increment Financing Redevelopment Plan application to the city's Tax Increment Financing Commission for a public hearing. City Attorney Cole Bradbury, please.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the board. This is a resolution referring the Osage Beach Marketplace TIF plan to the TIF Commission with a hearing date of April 22nd of this year. We discussed this at length in closed session yesterday, and staff does recommend approval.
Comments or questions from the board?
I have a question.
Alderman Hoffman.
Is this not the appropriate time to hear from anyone out there, the developer or anything? Should that have been done earlier in the session?
It's not required for this. I mean, if the board, that's the board's choice. This is just simply the board's operation of calling the TIF Commission and sending and referring this to them. What the board wants to hear on that is up to the board, or if you'd like it.
Well, I would like to, at the mayor's discretion, open it up since the developer's representative is here. I'd like to hear from them if that's okay with the board, or.
There's no objections. I have no problem with that. No. Did somebody from the development want to speak? If you would just please come on up, sign in, and state your name, and I think we all know you.
Good afternoon.
Good
Hope everyone
afternoon.
is doing well. And first of all, thank you very much. I want to thank the entire city and staff and Board of Aldermen and the mayor as well for all your hard work on this project. It's complex, it's difficult, it's big, and your work is appreciated. Is that better?
There you go.
So.
It's more for folks at home than here.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I thank you for all the efforts that have been made so far. We're looking forward to continued efforts on a successful project. The reason why we wanted to come forward today is regarding the April 22nd timeline of the meeting. There are some concurrent timelines that are currently happening right now. There are two that are significant. One is our continued negotiations and discussions with the lease and timing for Bass Pro to be delivered. The other is the state TIF. Also want to thank any of the members that were able to be for the on-site meeting with Governor Kehoe 2 weeks ago. Representative Vernetti is here as well that can speak to the timing, but right now, as the April 22nd meeting is proposed, the state TIF would get to the State House mid-May, potentially, which is also right in the end of the legislative session, which also creates another timing factor that can hold the project back. We would look at a friendly amendment to move the hearing date to March 24th. And in that timeline, our team is fully dedicated to getting all the information that the aldermen and staff may be requiring to make the full educated decision that would be needed for this project. And, just with regards to the State House, Jeff Vernetti is here that can speak to that as well.
Hello, everybody. Jeff Vernetti, State Representative, District 123, Mr. Mayor, members of the board. Yeah, just briefly, just to show my word of support, not only to really the pro-growth development that this city is sort of leading the way in our district. I applaud all of your efforts, but understand that these are difficult and complex decisions, so appreciate you taking that on. Also want to applaud the development team for putting such a great presentation together. Really just to echo Mr. Foster's statement, since the meeting, there has been a lot of attention from, I've had a meeting with the DED director, that's the Department of Economic Development, with all these acronyms, just to lay that out for everybody. Also, the governor's staff has come 3 different times to find progress out, so they are actively very interested in the project. Just to concur, though, with what he said, while certainly state government continues on, it's a 12-month cycle. The legislature ends the second week of May. It gets very difficult to get most things done from about mid-March, end of March, early April to the end of May. Everything is focused on the passage of the budget, which is going to be even more difficult this year with the ongoing push to eliminate the income tax. So there's going to be a number of different difficult decisions that are made statewide. So I would just urge anything you can do to make an expedient decision, I think would just really be beneficial to this project overall. Because yes, if it gets into that late May, that mud, it could, I mean, state government is slow. So it could be even slower if it enters that period. But just wanted to volunteer my services. If anybody needs anything from any state agency, if you need any advocate at the State House, please let me know. Happy to take any questions. But again, thank you for letting me say a few words.
Very good. Thank you. Questions, comments from the board?
Well, okay.
Alderman Hoffman.
So we originally had planned April 22nd as the date for, what was the
final TIF commission. So TIF 101, I think, would have been April 8th was the target we had.
Okay, so my question is this: if we move it up to March 24th, as they are asking for, if we had to move it back, let's just say, let's brass tacks here, everything's not going well 3 or 4 days before, can we move that back if we have to?
I'm sure we can, but then there will be renoticing. I don't want. I'm kind of on the spot. I don't want to promise you there won't be consequences as far as putting it, restarting clocks and things like that. I'm not sure of that off the top of my head.
It wouldn't be restarting the TIF commission, though, clock, right?
Sitting here right now, I can't promise. I don't know. I wasn't expecting this, or I'd ask Mark in advance.
What do we have scheduled for April 22nd?
The final TIF commission.
The final TIF commission.
Presuming everything goes smoothly, that would be
Public hearing and TIF commission.
public hearing and approval.
All on the 22nd.
Correct.
Yeah, and then the TIF 101 and developer presentation would presumably be
2 weeks
the
prior,
8th.
April 8th.
and Tara and I were just talking offline a little bit, the 24th is 46 days out from tomorrow. So that means notices need to go in the mail tomorrow, that's cutting it.
That's cutting it very short, getting it out, everything out tomorrow. And you do have packets and.
We're not, I don't know what we're putting in the mail tomorrow, so I just don't want to promise, and I don't think
I know,
Tara's saying
yeah,
there wasn't a promise that we'll get it out tomorrow,
I
and then
can't
if we
promise
if
that.
we
Yeah, I
miss it.
understand. We're all scrambling here on this
Yeah.
one. So it doesn't have to be on the, it could be theoretically the 28th, right? It doesn't have to
24th
be.
is a Tuesday, so
Is there a specific other nights of the week where it has to be on?
I mean, the 28th is a Saturday night, is all I'm saying.
Well, clearly that's not good. Well, what's the
And
Monday?
I know you stay home on Saturday nights, but
What's the Monday after that?
the 30th.
27th is the Monday after the 22nd.
I'm in March.
Oh, in March. Oh, God.
Yeah, 30th is Monday. March 30th is Monday is after the 28th.
There's no way.
So my concern here is, I mean, I would like to give them the 24th, but I don't know if that's enough time for Tara to realistically get anything done.
You're asking me to get it out tomorrow, and there's absolutely no
So
way.
what's the fastest you can get it out? I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but
It would be sometime next week, depending on what we get in. I mean, they're going to get a packet. They need to get everything, not just the resolution. So,
understood.
I mean, if you want to send it out as is, then it's up to you.
So if we send it out, if we send it out Tuesday, that gives you Friday, gives you Monday, goes out Tuesday. What's 45 days from that?
45 days from Tuesday.
Probably looking at the 30th, Monday the 30th.
Yeah. It's tight. And then you're going to have your TIF 101 sometime before that?
I mean,
Now you're moving it up
TIF
to the
101 will
middle
be
of March.
St. Patrick's Day-ish.
Yeah.
That's getting them that extra week and a half they might need to get it through at the state. The 30th is a Monday, is March 30th. What's the Tuesday after?
Can I ask Representative Vernetti, what do you typically need from, I'm not 100% sure. Does DED need, what does DED need to approve it? Because it's typically it needs to be second read, like the board needs to have approved it at that level.
Correct. Yeah,
So, I
they'll
mean,
need
so
assurances
if
that
we're-
the city's going to support their end, yeah.
Yeah, so my question is, if we, let's say we approve it so TIF Commission March 30th. I'm just mapping, I'm spitballing.
Right.
Well, no, Representative, hang on, I got more questions. So if we approve it March 30th, we're in front of the board no earlier than a special meeting Monday, April 13th, or the regular meeting Thursday, April 16th. Second read isn't until the first meeting in May. Is that too late?
I mean, nothing's too late. As I said, there's no cutoff, but the earlier the better, as things will be very busy at that point. But I think they can be working behind the scenes, and so can I, but
I think
we would need to have things lined up.
I'm trying to remember our conversation from yesterday, but I think the reason we picked the 22nd was we realized there was no way we could get it in, we could time it to hit that earlier set of meetings because of.
Yeah, we might have to have the meetings not on, we might have to do a Wednesday meeting or a Tuesday meeting or something. I mean, what I'm trying to do here is close that gap. I don't think it's realistic to move it to the 24th because that's not enough time for Tara. But if we can, whatever we can buy her and still move it up aggressive as we can, I think that's what we should do.
I'll say that on behalf of staff and consultants, April 22nd was already pretty quick for us. But if the board wants us to do what we can for 3 weeks before that, that's the board's prerogative. We're already on a very fast timeline.
Alderman Collins.
So I have a couple of questions. You want to come back up? Sorry. Okay, so when we talked previously, there were some concerns with additional information that staff needs from you guys. If we move this up, part of the reason for putting it in April was to give you time to submit the additional information and them time to review it. we move it up for you, but how confident are you that you're going to be able to answer all their questions? Because if it comes back on March 24th or March 30th or whatever, and we don't have all the information that we need from you guys, then
Yes.
we're going to vote no, and then we're the bad guys. So,
Our entire team will be dedicated to getting all the information that's required to, for the TIF application, everything for the TIF meetings. And if something does fall short on our end, we will take full responsibility for any of those issues.
I'm fine to
don't know.
amend it to move it earlier, the earliest possible date. There's obviously concerns, and we are asking a lot of them. I get it, but we also don't want to be the reason that everything gets delayed with the additional steps after us. So we're walking a tightrope. Like, I just want you to understand.
It is
we're
greatly-
walking a tightrope.
It is greatly appreciated, and we will take full responsibility for, anything that is not provided by us for the requirements for the TIF.
If I could suggest that we have till the end of next week at least to get the mailings out. I mean, we have a call with you guys tomorrow to hopefully sort out a bunch of this, but then that's going to produce additional information, probably amendments to the TIF plan. That's good, that's progress. But that means you're going to need time to incorporate that into the TIF plan, get it back to us, and then we're going to need to turn around and get that out as notices. So I think Tuesday is, risking sending out like the plan as is, which we all know still needs work.
Can it not be amended during that 45-day period? Could we send out what we have? And if the answer is no, like, that's fine, I just don't know the answer. Could we send out what we have, and then when you have the final, here we go, ready to go copy, amend it?
I'm on the spot, so I don't have I'm not 100% confident in what I'm about to tell you, but we
I
have
don't
some
believe
cushion. I think we have a little bit of cushion, but not, it doesn't work out to be much.
When I send out to the TIF commission, I need the redevelopment plan. I need all the cost analysis. All of that stuff needs to be attached to the packet that I send out. So if the board's comfortable with me sending what we have right now on Tuesday to all of the taxing districts, I'm not just talking the school board and the fire district, I'm talking everybody at the state, housing, senior, county, everybody. So if the board's comfortable with doing that on Tuesday, then we can move forward with that. But this is what needs to go in their packet, is the entire plan. So they know exactly what they're going to look at and what they want to respond to.
Alderman Osteen.
I want to circle around a few things that were just stated. Back to one of Alderman Collins' statements, I think what she's trying to get or make clear to everyone involved is that if we do an expedited and a shortened version of this time frame at your request, that we don't want the fingers pointed back at the board should this get delayed, because that normally is what will happen. Regardless of the circumstances, it's always going to come back on the city are the reasons this project has been delayed or pushed back. So roundabout way, she's saying what I just stated. That we want assurances that if this gets pushed back, that's on you.
We appreciate, the sensitivities that are involved with everything that's around this project. I think our focus on expediting the project, it falls on our shoulders, and our shoulders only. If we are not getting the information that is needed for the TIF application, that's on us. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We would take full responsibility for any of those items, but we are diligent, we are focused, and we will get everything that's needed. Any other items that we will be talking tomorrow, so we can get everything that's needed to get this out as soon as possible.
Okay. Alderman
Mayor?
Collins, I'm still going.
Yeah, Alderman Rucker, please.
I wasn't finished yet.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
never
I was
mind.
circling
Alderman
around.
Osteen wasn't done. He took a breath.
There were, the date of March 30th has been thrown around quite a bit. I strongly suggest that we do not try to shoot for that date. I am not a big fan of scheduling these type of meetings on a Monday. I think April 1st, that Wednesday would be more realistic. It's a difference of 2 days, but once again, there'll be a few additional days to get all the pieces of the puzzle together on what we need to send out as part of the TIF commission and calling them to order. And once again, a Wednesday meeting would be a lot more conducive for attendance as opposed to trying to do a Monday evening. That's all.
Alderman Rucker, please.
Yes, I have a concern in the fact that I've heard everything and I understand the need that the developer and the state has. But we need to remember when we say that, or the developer says they're going to provide that, it needs to be provided in a timely enough manner so that the city can reproduce it, get it out to that TIF commission, get it out to the Board of Aldermen, so that we and our TIF commission doesn't have this literally a couple of days before. I've been through this TIF situation many times. It is a document. Some people don't read them. I do. And it's our TIF commissioners, there are a number of them that read it and will try to understand it. That needs time. So these people are not just going to be able to get that document, sit down the next morning for 8 hours and read it. So we need to understand that getting that material to get started, to get out to them, that takes some time as well. So we need to be sensitive to that timeline as well. Thank you.
Go ahead, Chris.
And, I appreciate that, Alderman Rucker, and we have a draft that is turned into the city at this point, so it's more fine-tuning of some of those items that are on the draft. Also, I will be available to you personally, and so anybody on my team to answer any questions while you're looking through the TIF packet.
Alderman Morose.
I'm echoing several comments have already been made, but obviously we are all anxious to have this happen. And I don't think it would make any difference if you up the date as far as with Bass Pro, because I know they're awfully anxious to be here too, according to Johnny Morris. But neither here or there, when you commented about 2 days after March 30th, wouldn't that be April 1st? Mm-hmm. I'm very superstitious.
I would make it a Tuesday or a Wednesday. I mean, and again, I agree. Monday nights, Mondays like a civically minded.
Yeah.
It's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are typically civic meetings.
Well, and again, just to reiterate, we want to be sure that that's going to allow you enough time.
Yes.
Because there's still a lot of things left that needs to be done, and you know that.
And many of the questions that have been asked have already answered. They haven't been turned in because I know we have a discussion meeting tomorrow. So I think this will be fine. And if for some reason we do see a delay and that it can't get in a timely manner, we would bring that to the board and just push the meeting if we need to. I think that based on the 45-day clock that we have a lot of these items already put together.
Well, thank you. We're very excited about having this happen. Thank you.
Alderman Collins.
So I'm looking at the calendar.
Yeah.
And if, going by the whatever date we threw out, the second read was going to be May 7th, correct?
Yes.
Could we go backwards from there and then see what the last date is?
Well, so I was just looking at that because the issue is, so if we do April 1st or March 30th, either one of those, it doesn't matter which board meeting it hits. But if either one of those, first read is not until April 16, and so second read is still May 7. So, I mean, that was my question to Representative Renetti, is that too late? Because you've got a week left in session at that point, right?
Yeah, this is going to be difficult, but it's better than the alternative, I think.
Yeah, I mean, because to get back to where we're getting it on the April 2nd board meeting, it needs to be approved by March 19th or 18th, and we don't have time for that.
Yeah,
We're already past that.
Exceeded
So no matter what, this time, because of that third week in April, maybe you could call a special meeting that fifth week of April or something.
So my point is that I think it buys us another week to get the notices out. I don't think it makes any difference if she gets them out on Tuesday or the following, because we just have to have it sometime before, we need 14 days before it can go in front of the board. So that meeting would be April 16th, right?
Yep, so it would need to be.
So it has to be done by April 2nd.
Yeah, which is a board meeting. So April 1st is the
April
latest
1st.
we could go and
Okay,
still.
April Fool.
Yeah, April Fools. So, but yeah, there's no benefit to rushing it out before that because we're still looking at the April 16th board meeting.
Okay,
And
so schedule it for April 1st. Got you 3 weeks? Got you 3 weeks earlier.
No, anything helps. And so superstitious, if it's March 31st, I'm agnostic to those dates. I mean, it's,
Alderman Osteen.
My question is actually for Tara.
Yes.
If we expedite this and move this up to March 31st or April 1st,
Yes.
when is your last date that you would have to mail out packets to the TIF Commission?
Give them, let's see, was it 40? I would need it, I could get it by the 17th, gives them another week to get everything together and get everything out by the 17th. That gives them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, 5 weeks.
Well, yeah, we'll run
We'll
it
make-
through,
yeah.
we'll run it through the exact calculators and make sure we've got the right dates, but it buys us at least a week.
Just so we know.
Just a week.
Going
Yeah.
back to, obviously, there's some concerns and issues on documentation we still need on the application itself, but I'm just trying to pinpoint how much time we have to get that completed before we actually have to send those packets out to the TIF Commission for review. So,
My question would be, how much time do you need to get everything back to me? I mean, as soon as you get it to me, I can get
Yeah.
it ready to go. So I think the 17th would give them 5 weeks to review it.
yeah, well, I think we have a lot of the questions already answered. And
Okay.
then also tomorrow's meeting that, potentially we can have this back on Monday. So, I mean, our team is that dedicated to make sure we expedite the project,
You're saying you-
primarily because of our
You're
conversation.
saying you can have everything back to us by Monday, the 9th?
You got the draft TIF plan? Mm-hmm. Correct.
So instead of asking it that way, can you ask it the other way? So to get it out on the 17th, when do you need them to have everything to you? Is the Friday before?
I think the 13th. If everything is in
Okay.
here on the
Okay.
13th,
So-
then that gives me,
So
I can work
she
on it.
has to have it
Okay.
on the 13th to make this happen. So from
Understood.
hell or high water, you got to have it to her on
Understood.
the 13th.
so Friday the 13th is our cutoff date for
This is going
April
great.
1st. April Fool's Day is the day we're going to have this commission.
Maybe get it to her the 12th.
Yes, do you have something, Carrie Patterson?
Yes, can I ask a logistics, let's not let anything fall through the cracks question? So we just annexed property in tonight, is that
Yes.
correct? And the property comes in as agriculture.
Yep.
And do we need to have the property rezoned before?
I think we can I'll have to check, again, sooner the better.
I mean, the basics is
yes.
if we could, I mean, it's easy. So as long as we have a legal description, we can put together the application, everything by next Friday. And then it would go to the planning commission in March and then would have the second reading, which would approve the rezoning, the second meeting in April, which would meet the timeline. I just didn't want
by a hair.
anything to fall. I didn't.
I think, if I recall correctly on Lakeport, we actually did the E-overlay after we approved the TIF.
Okay.
But but the redevelopment agreement was contingent on it, but ideally, we would simply have it done.
Just if we can just get it
If we
done.
could get it done, so. That,
Okay.
much better to not have, and then it saves
Just
us
give
on
me
the
a shout
drafting.
tomorrow or like Monday, Chris, and we'll work
Absolutely.
on it and get it done so there's nothing.
Excellent. I appreciate that.
All right, I want to, point of matter here, though, the resolution before you tonight does not list any dates. So if
Was
we're
April
going
22nd?
It has April 22nd.
It does? I'm looking at the resolution item number. Where do you see the actual date?
In section 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wednesday, April 22, so we would need to do an
Okay,
amendment.
so do I have an amendment to the current wait, any other comments or questions first? Alderman Hoffman.
So, obviously, you echo the same sentiment that they did, is like, I feel like we're really going to bat here. And from what I've seen behind the scenes, there's been a lot of great communication, a lot of people working on this. And I'll just say that we're asking a lot of our staff, and we understand. I know we're asking a lot of you, but you just proved to me that you guys are pretty good at doing this stuff. So I just want to thank everyone for finding a way to try and help the developer here. And obviously the state being involved, I think it's great to see everybody shifting into fifth gear and finding ways to get this done. So thank you to the staff immensely.
If there's no other comments or questions, does anybody want to propose an amendment? Alderman Collins.
I'll make a motion to amend Resolution 2026-04 to change Wednesday, April 22nd to Wednesday, April 1st.
I'll second that.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any other further discussion? Seeing none, is there a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Alderman Hoffman, is there a second?
Second.
Alderman Collins, all those in favor?
Aye.
Excuse me.
Do we not have to?
It's as a resolution.
You have to approve the amendment. Sorry.
Resolution.
I was making notes, sorry.
We didn't approve the amendment.
You got
All right,
to
we
vote
have
on the
a,
amendment and then vote
all
on
right,
the
we have a
resolution.
motion
I have a motion to amend.
to amend. Is there a second on the amendment?
Second.
And I said a second.
She said
Alderman Morose, all those in favor of the amendment?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve the resolution as amended?
So moved.
Alderman Osteen, is there a second?
Second.
Alderman Hoffman, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the resolution has been approved as amended. Very good. All right, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Foster, Mr. Vernetti. And I'll throw my sentiments out. I won't do, I'm going to talk about other things at the end of the night, but I too appreciate both teams working together. I've said on the radio, I said on the TV that I've been very pleased with the way the process has been. And I'll echo the same thing. Just, Mr. Foster, if you can get us the stuff, and if there's any questions. I'm a big believer in picking up the phone and calling our meeting rather than sitting back, no offense, Cole, sending out an email to an attorney and waiting for that attorney to get back to you. So any comments, please keep the open lines of communication. Let's talk, and if there's anything we can do, we want to make this happen for everybody here in Osage Beach. So thank you very much. All right, now we're going to move on to staff communications. So I'm going to start with City Administrator Devin Lake, please.
Thank you, Mayor. I actually have a few items this evening. First of all, I want to congratulate Chief Davis for being Grandpa ×2 in the last week.
Yep.
This afternoon, I emailed out the Q4 City Administrators Report to the board, and then we will also be sending out in the near future a 2025 summary infographic. So be looking for that. I really want to thank all the department heads, Jeff especially, his department's huge, for their contribution into the capital improvement and asset replacement plan. That was a huge undertaking, but now that we have that basic document, we can maintain it from here on out. And then Ron is not able to be here this evening, so he sent me a couple of things. He would like to welcome our newest member, who is the Building Department Administrative Assistant, AJ Grant, who's sitting in the back.
Hi, AJ.
Welcome.
He started on Monday. He's a certified residential building inspector through ICC, International Code Council, and he comes with extensive experience as an electrical contractor and also has experience in codes enforcement. And he's been an inspector for a fire protection district and another municipality, so we're welcome to have him. He also wants to thank the other members of the building inspection department for all their work to the dedication to customer service while they were transitioning from department secretary to administrative assistant. And many of those days were hectic, but inspectors Dunham and Johns are commended for their extensive efforts. And then lastly, the City Hall repair is going to be started on Monday, February 16th, beginning with insulation, ceiling tile replacement, and sheetrock repair and replacement. That's all I have this evening.
All right, thank you. Assistant City Administrator April White.
Thank you, Mayor. I wanted to congratulate Accounts Receivable Clerk Angie Bowens on winning or receiving Employee of the Quarter for fourth quarter for 2025. And I wanted to remind everyone about the annual Employee Appreciation Dinner one more time. That's tomorrow night at 5:30 at La Roca. There will be a 50-50 raffle, so if you're coming, bring cash for that if you want to participate. And Abby, if anybody's seen Abby this week, she's been a busy little beaver just running around doing all of the final preparations and preparing for the dinner. She's had a lot of help from Caitlin and Keegan, so I just wanted to thank them for that. And thanks in advance to the Parks Department. I know they're helping set up tomorrow. And then just back on that CIP one more time, just also thank you to the board for recognizing the efforts that went into that. I know Devin spent hours working on that and fine tuning it. All the department heads reviewing it. How many times did you ask them to review it? And providing feedback. And then Eric Hendelt for just pulling it all together and putting all those last final touches on it to make it look so nice. That was a lot of work, and I'm thankful that the board recognizes that and sees the value in that document. That's all I have.
Thank you very much. Chief Davis, you have anything?
Our dispatch relocation, construction begins on Monday. So there'll be a lot of commotion and stuff going on downstairs. And they have an estimated completion date of May 8th. So hopefully it won't take too long. Also, last year, a lot of you guys were a little upset maybe because you didn't know about the policeman's ball. This year it is March 21st at Margaritaville. So you can reach out to any of the FOP members to get your tickets. So,
very good. Thank you.
And I've got two more grandsons, so total of 3 now. So.
Within 1 week, you said.
And I had one on Monday and one on yesterday afternoon, or yesterday morning. So
That's
everybody's doing fine. One's home already, the other one comes home tomorrow, so.
Congratulations.
Walker Lee is my oldest daughter's Paige and her husband, and Knox Michael is Kelsey and Trace.
What's the first name?
Did you say Walker,
Knox.
Texas Ranger?
Knox.
Walker Lee.
Walker and Knox.
Yep.
That's a tough name.
So,
I like
yeah, especially when his older brother's name is Bronx. So you have Bronx and Knox.
I like
so they got something with the X's. So I don't know. But that's it.
All right, thank you. City Attorney Cole Bradbury.
I don't have anything tonight.
Tara.
I do. I just want to make sure I didn't get any comments from anybody on the code updates. Deadline was the 31st. Does anybody have any? Cole and I are moving forward. We're going to bring the ordinance to you probably the next meeting. If we can get it there, maybe. We'll see. Maybe after that. Maybe the next meeting.
I won't be here at the one after that.
Okay, so we'll bring it up when Cole gets here in the next couple meetings. So, unless anybody
Direct those
has.
comments to Kevin.
Of course you are. Going back to Mexico, I'm sure. Oh, yeah. Okay. Other than that, I'll be sending out your information for your legislative conference coming up on the 17th and 18th. Keegan has set up some times for you to meet with some state representatives as well. So I'll send you all that out, let you know what you're doing. That's it all I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, Ty Dinsdale Airport, you got anything?
I don't believe so. Not tonight. Thank you.
All right, Madeline Moon.
Just reiterating April's thank you to Abby, Caitlin, and Keegan for their work on the Employee Appreciation Dinner. And congratulations to the double whammy Grampy over there.
Thank you.
And that's all I've got.
All right, thanks. Eric Gregory, Parks.
Yes, sir. Very quickly, January, February, March, typically schedule parks visits to surrounding towns within an hour or two, just to reach out, and we arrange for the visits, and they are very hospitable. And this past Friday, we visited the city of Republic, Missouri, which is about 20,000 people. They have 9 parks, a very nice community center, and a big water park. And I'd just like to thank them for the hospitality. We had a lot of good networking and a lot of good exchange of ideas. So, also, a few months ago, Stacy Pirtle with Magic Dragons contacted me about possibly applying for a grant with the Community Foundation of Ozarks, and so we worked on that together, mostly Stacy. She's very good at grants, by the way. And I'm happy to say that I road trip to Springfield to their facility today, and Stacy and Jan and I accepted a $9,000 check on behalf of the Community Foundation of the Ozarks to be used for the new Hatchery Ridge Trail for improvements. So I'll be talking with you, Carrie, about that and how to use it. Also happy to report that the new playground at Phoenix is scheduled to be installed starting on Monday, February 16th. So we're very excited about that. Of course, after the installation, we'll have to pour the curbing and then wait for the weather to cooperate for the poured-in-place surfacing, but I'm crossing my fingers to officially open it mid-April, so we'll see. And other than that, we have some other potential big projects in the works as soon as we get our ducks in a row that I'll share with the board at a later time. And congratulations, Grandpa Todd. Thanks.
All right, thank you. Eric Hundelt, have anything? Sorry,
Just
you
a
were holding
couple
the
things.
microphone.
I sent out a note earlier today to everybody in this room reminding you that we got the Community Cup next Wednesday. Holly's been working on that with Alderman Hoffman and the mayor. And the topic is going to be public works. So Jeff will be there, and I'm sure there'll be some great questions around the sewer system. So that's next Wednesday, 7 to 9 a.m. at Bonnie's Buffet and Grill. This week, Jeff and I have been putting the finishing touches on the MML Innovation Award that we're applying for. It's due March 1st, so it's with the sewer system and the bugs program. And next week, I'm pretty excited. We've been doing a lot of community outreach, and we got meetings set up next week, Jeff and I, with the Lake Career and Tech Center, working with their staff about doing some type of internships with their kids. Got a meeting with the city of Osage High School about doing some capstone programs, and then also working with Mizzou, seeing if we can do maybe some internship programs with them, and I'll be doing some work in their classrooms as well, so I'm pretty excited about that, representing on behalf of the city. And then Holly and Caitlin asked me to remind everybody, or to tell everybody, especially for the public, Paw Patrol, March 7th, it's sold out. Right? We got 2 showings at 1 and 4, but that shouldn't stop anybody from coming and seeing all the great things with the equipment and stuff that the first responders and public works and everybody's bringing forth. So just more of an FYI there. And that's what I got.
Thanks, sir. Jeff Fisher, Public Works.
Thank you. You might recall, this is a heads up for the next meeting. You might recall, I think it was during budget discussion, that we talked very briefly about how we might fund the water well and water tower that's in the CIP, and the idea of using the Missouri State Revolving Fund Loan Program. That program accepts applications once a year on March 1st. And so next meeting, you'll see a resolution to enter that program. It would put us on the list. If you're not on the list, you can't get funding. And it would be prudent to do it this year versus waiting a year, because also there are small chance of grants that come along with that program, so we want to be ready for those. I think it's unlikely under current administration that we'll see those, but it is still possible. So you'll see that on the next meeting. That does not commit the city to the loan program. It just puts us on the list. We can withdraw at any time. I confirmed that by phone today. Also, though, in the same night, I'm also going to recommend that you adopt a resolution for the wastewater program as well. We don't know yet what that is going to be, but we're working as fast as we can to figure out if we're going to have an extensive project or not. And we may know by that night, but it may be shortly after that, by the end of the month, I think, anyway. But I think also it would be prudent to put our name on that list, and that would require you to adopt a resolution on the 19th. I'll take any questions you may have. Thank you.
Thank you. Carrie Bell, please.
Yes, Mayor and Board of Aldermen. I have a couple things. Of course, my team has been really busy with a lot of year-end processes, including preparing W-2s, 1099s, and a shout out to Maddie and Abby for going and preparing extra overtime statements to help our employees take advantage of the big, beautiful bill and the savings that they can get on their overtime, some of their overtime earnings. Also, thank you to all of the departments. I've been on them. They have all provided measurable metrics information for your final 2026 budget document. And I'm not waiting on any of that. The other thing is here recently, kind of a little history. During COVID, the city received a total of like $950,000 through the ARPA program, the American Rescue Plan. It took a couple years to get that budgeted and spent, and we had to commit to everything we were going to spend in '24, and we have a final invoice that we have spent all of those funds now. And so in March, I will be preparing hopefully the final report and get us off, do all of the legal requirements to make sure we're documented, and we can put that one to bed. That's what I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Gary Patterson, please.
Yes, well, I don't have 2 new grandbabies, but I do have 2 of my own that now have cars and are getting ready to get their driver's licenses. So keep your heads up and be safe out there. What I do have, and Eric didn't mention it, but he and I, and he invited me to be a part of talking with some of the economic groups that we're looking at to maybe perform our market study in the next coming months. And I've really enjoyed talking to those folks, and also really enjoyed seeing Eric in action with something else. He continues to impress. And pretty soon we'll be coming in and getting our sports study that we'll be able to start talking about a little bit. So there's a lot of exciting things going on. So really looking forward to those things. Thank you, Mayor.
Alderman Rucker, how you doing down there?
I'm doing great. A little chilly, got down to 60, so we're bundling up a little bit here. So a couple of things I wanted to mention. One, I just want to reiterate again about the capital improvement plan. Just great, great, great. Number 2, Jeff Fisher, thank you very much for your report on the RAFTEL. That report that you gave based on what the findings were and the report of the updates, that was very informative. We greatly appreciate that. That shows us where our the money that we spent was worth it, and there was a return on that. Maddie, thank you for the employee engagement survey. That was very educational. It's sad that we still have some areas that I was hoping we would improve make greater strides in, but they're just not there as much as I guess I would have liked them, but we'll keep striving to make those improvements. Lastly but not least, I will jot when the meetings are with some questions, specific questions that I have for the TIF project, and some questions I have, and be forwarding those on so that those can be included in that list so that we can satisfy at least my questions or concerns, and to help things move along. With that, stay warm, folks. It's going to be in the 80s this Saturday.
All right, thank you. Alderman Barilla.
I'd just like to make a comment that I'm happy to see the mall project moving forward, and just thank the staff for all the time that they're doing behind the scenes that everybody doesn't see, and then Mr. Foster for being available for questions and concerns, and so thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Hoffman?
Yeah, I got a couple things. One, I know we're harping on this, that this is awesome, guys. This is really, really good. I haven't got to completely dive into it, but we really have been asking for this for years, and it's super complicated and hard. So I'm really impressed, and I really want to thank you for it. And that kind of leads me to the mall. I know we're asking a lot of you guys. I know we are. We had to pivot on the fly even tonight, and I really appreciate it. And when you add all this stuff up, it's not like the mall's the only project going on in Osage Beach, so we are asking a lot of our staff, and I know personally, I really thank you for all the efforts you're going. You're finding ways to say yes and going above and beyond, and I really appreciate it. Lastly, the Community Cup. I will be there with Holly and Jeff, and I just ask that anyone who's got questions, or maybe you're looking for a career change, this is a great opportunity to come down and meet Jeff informally, and maybe get some guidance from the other elected officials there. And we want you to bring not just your concerns, but if you've got ideas. It's a really good opportunity for anyone to have a free cup of coffee and some great breakfast, and get some stuff in front of us that might help the city. On that note, thanks, and let's go Outlet Mall.
Yeah, thank you. Alderman Osteen.
Just one item. I would like to thank the staff for taking to heart the comments I made at our last board meeting about utilizing your department updates at the end of the board meetings to give us information regarding your departments, your staff, etc. I can't express enough how you've got this great opportunity to really, even if something just minor or minute, just give us some information about what's going on with your departments or your employees. So kudos for all the information we received tonight, except for Ty Dinsdale. Next time, Ty.
He got his lease, he's fine.
Anyway, that's all I had. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Morose.
Well, I think this is a prime example of what I commented the first of the year, how blessed we are with a staff that works together and collaborates and organizes everything. Well done. Also, I wanted to ask Eric, what are we hearing from, is it VICA, the one that's been doing that study? I'm sorry.
Victus.
Yeah, okay, when are they going to be coming with a?
We got to get that fixed.
All right, no, so I'm supposed to see something, if not tomorrow, on Monday, and that'll give us a chance to review. But Victus will actually be here. They'll be presenting to the board on February 19th. So
Okay.
you guys will have everything by then.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right.
And of course, we appreciate Mr. Foster coming in with his other compadres. Thank you for your presentation again. And I love to have people in the audience instead of just being at home and not knowing what's going on. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you. Alderman Collins.
So it's pretty much all been said, but I too really appreciate the capital improvement plan. It really kind of helps me specifically to see a roadmap of the next few years, especially things that it talked about before I got here, and I wasn't really in the loop, and I really, really, really appreciate the document. I also really, kind of like Alderman Hoffman said, I really appreciate that we just kind of threw a wrench into all the plans that we made yesterday, all in about 5 minutes, and I cannot say how much I appreciate the willingness to get there and do everything that we can to meet the timelines that they need us to meet. And I just want you to know how much I appreciate it.
All right, thank you very much. All right, last thing, I just have a few things. AJ Grant, welcome. Talked to him before a little bit, and I was going to introduce him, but April already did, so great. And, or you did? All right, I'm sorry. Devin did. But welcome aboard. We appreciate it. And it sounds like we got some knowledge coming our way, so that's good. We need it in that department, so especially with Ron. So anyway, he's not here, so I could say that. Cup of coffee. I too will be there, Mr. Hoffman, along with you, Jeff Fisher. So if you haven't been to Bonnie's, come out next Wednesday morning, 7 to 9. It'll be a good time. Had the honor this morning, myself and Cole, we were at the Dogwood Animal Shelter this morning. They had their 50th anniversary ribbon cutting, and appreciate everything they do out there. They work with us at different times when we take in dogs or no place to go, and we've got a partnership with Kale right now, but we do know that Dogwood has helped us in the past, and I'm sure if we need them, they'll be there in the future. Also, I wanted to talk real quick, and thank the governor and Jeff Fernetti. Yes, I had to put my glasses on. But for last week, we had the Felicia Carson Memorial Bridge dedication. We had the governor that came down. We had Representative Vernetti here. We had Representative Mayhew. This room was packed. We had people out there, so appreciate all their kind words. So if you go across that bridge, take a look and remember Felicia Carson at different times. And then the other thing was I'll just too want to repeat everybody else's sentiment on the mall, and appreciate Chris Foster and his John McMahon and his development team, working with the staff, working with the aldermen. The aldermen have been very involved in this project for quite some time, a lot of questions, and I hopefully the city can see that we want this to happen. But to do that with any tax increment financing or any subsidy of that nature, there's a lot of questions and a lot of concerns. And somebody in this room told me once, would you rather have 50% of $100 million or 100% of nothing? And that's sometimes what a TIF does. It's a project that would not be completed but for some assistance, but that assistance turns into lots and lots of tax revenue for the entire district and the entire area. So we have a lot of questions to do yet, but I think I too want to pass along thank you to the staff. It's crunch time, and here we go, and so look forward to getting the numbers as soon as possible. And on either side, if you have any questions or comments, pick up the phone and call, or just come in and see us. But we're looking forward to this project, and hopefully it'll move forward in a positive way, and we'll do our best. And those out in the public that have any comments or questions, we'd love to hear from you. Sitting behind a computer or a phone and making snide comments on Facebook probably won't get anything to change. But if you come talk to us or pick up the phone, I'll be happy to meet with you, answer your questions. But we are moving forward with full transparency and in a positive nature. And if anybody has any comments or concerns, we want to hear from you. So, anybody have anything else? All right, seeing none, we are going to move into closed session. So at this point, I would entertain, I have a notice is given that the agenda includes a roll call vote to close a meeting as allowed by RSMO Section 610.021, legal actions, causes of action, or litigation involving a public governmental body and any confidential or privileged communications between a public governmental body or its representatives and its attorneys. Do I have a motion to move into executive session?
Motion to move into executive session.
Alderman Hoffman, is there a second?
Second.
Alderman Collins, roll call vote, please.
Alderman Osteen? Alderman Morose?
Yes.
Alderman Collins?
Yes.
Alderman Barella?
Yes.
Alderman Hoffman?
Sure.
And, sorry, Kevin, but you get to vote too. But you just don't get to
Well,
vote.
I go say, I vote in favor for you guys to go into it, but I won't be there.
Okay.
All
Bye,
right.
Kevin.
Meeting's adjourned, moving to executive session. Thank you, everybody.